On this episode of MineBusters, can jumping into a lake save your life? Who are the MineBusters? OriginalShame.
That was awesome!
With years of Minecraft special effects experience,
All in the name of science.
he doesn't just tell the myths, he puts them to the test.
So, what we have for you today is a myth that states a fellow Minecraftian who accidentally set off a giant batch of TNT. So, he runs to a lake, jumps in, and survives the explosion unharmed. Is this possible? Well, that's what we're here to find out.
The myth states a man set off his giant TNT stash by accident, and in his panic ran to a nearby lake, dived in, and survived the explosion.
So, how am I going to go about doing this experiment? Well, first I'm going to run some small-scale tests, and then get all the information I need from that. And then once I'm ready, we'll go full scale. I'm here in southern Minecraftia bomb field, where I've set up a bomb rig. This rig will help show us how close the TNT has to be to create a kill. So, we have our dummy secured, and we just place the TNT block right here. And I shall activate it behind our safe barrier, and we shall see what happens. Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Whoa! I think he died.
A closer look at the high-speed camera shows that the dummy, in fact, did die.
Well, now we know that a TNT block can kill you instantly if it's right next to you. So, for our next test, we place one TNT block 1 block away from the dummy, and we'll see if it still can kill it with one blast. If not, then we have our TNT placement. 3, 2, 1. Oh, is he alive? Oh, that's data!
And the high-speed camera shows clear proof that the dummy did survive the explosion.
So, you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with the myth? Well, this small-scale experiment tells me that the TNT had to be right next to the lake for him to have even a chance of danger of dying. If it wasn't near the lake, then he had nothing to worry about, he would have survived anyway. So now, since we know our TNT placement, it's time to move on to the next test, the water scale test.
And setting up the water scale test is quicker done than said.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, he's dead. As you can see by this test, it doesn't seem likely that jumping into a lake will save your life from a TNT explosion. But, we're not going to know for sure. Now we have all our data, now it's time to go full scale. Do not do anything you see on this show in your Minecraft world. I'm what you call an expert. TNT is a huge factor in this myth, and it's simply made of 5 sulfur and 4 sand. It's a very dangerous block, and should be treated with care once put down. I'm here in the deserts of Minecraftia, about to perform our large-scale test. I'm going to build a pool right behind me made out of indestructible material, so that way it can survive the explosions. I'm going to build it a couple layers down, too, so we may test different depths. So, let's get started. Now time to fill the pool with water. And let's not forget the key element here, TNT. A lot of people ask us how we're able to obtain bedrock as a building material. Well, we got permission from the Minecraft government to use this for testing purposes only. If you are caught without a license or permission to use bedrock, you will be jailed.
With that said and done, it's time to move on to the testing. But how are they going to perform this test safely?
So, how am I going to protect myself from dying in this bad explosion? Well, I'm going to create invisible armor. And yes, invisible armor. I have an invisible potion right here, as you can see. And not only did I turn this sheep invisible, I turned myself invisible as well. So, I'm just going to apply this to the armor and just wear it. Alright, here we go. And there we have it, invisible armor. You want more? You get more. Just subscribe to OriginalShame at youtube.com.
Welcome back. OriginalShame is about to perform the first test.
Alright. TNT lake test with 2-layer depth in 3, 2, 1. Please survive, please survive, please survive. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I think I'm dead. I died.
A look at the high-speed camera shows that OriginalShame had little to no chance of surviving that explosion.
Alright, 4-layer depth water test in 3, 2, 1. Two layers and 4 layers did not save the victim from the explosion, so we're going down to 8 layers, an average lake depth. If this doesn't do it, then nothing will. TNT lake survival test with a depth layer of 8. The whole pool, if this doesn't work, then it's not going to be confirmed. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Alright. Oh, sing, 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 sing. Okay, at the bottom. Oh. Hey! I'm alive! Woo! I mean, hey, I didn't survive the 2 and the 4 layers depth. But the 8 layers saved me. I'm alive. Show us the data, Mr. Announcer Man.
So, if we look at the data, we can see that layer 2 and layer 4, we were dead. But at layer 8, we survived.
So, where do we leave off on this myth? Well, after the 2 experiments, I've come to the conclusion that this is a plausible myth. Because if you find a lake deep enough, you will be able to survive the explosion unharmed. Do you have a myth that you want me to test out? Comment below and tell me what your myth is, and maybe in a MineBusters episode, I will show your myth.